Hey friends, so it's been a while since I've posted on this channel, and I thought I would get on here and tell some like tips and advice if you decide to study abroad. I decided to study abroad in Spain for a year. I have a Spanish minor, and I thought I would just finish it in a different country. Plus it gives me opportunities to study abroad, to travel, to get immersed in the country. And so let's get started. So one thing to note is that before you actually get to the country, you're probably going to spend quite a bit of money. Like for example, if you don't have a passport, you have to get a passport. If you have to get a visa, then you have to buy all the things for the visa. So when I was getting my visa, my school gave me a whole prep sheet of things I needed to get for my visa. And so it told me that I needed to go to the police station and get my fingerprints done. I went to the police station, they told me I had to go to the courthouse. So I had to drive all the way downtown and get my fingerprints done, which cost me, I think it was $15, and they only took cash. So then I had to go walk a couple blocks to the closest ATM, withdraw money, walk back, and get my fingerprints done. Then I had to mail off my fingerprints, send them to the FBI for a background check, and then I think that was probably another $10 or so. Then they would send it back to me, and this took probably a week or two for it to come back. Then once I received my background check, I had to send it up to DC to get an apostille stamp. It's literally a small stamp that goes on the paper, and that cost me another $6 or so. So then I had to wait each time for this to come back, and so by the time this came back, I also had to get a physical done. So then that was another $70-$80. So then once I had those documents and I filled out the application, then I had to also go to the post office, and I had to buy the envelope for them to mail my passport back, and then I had to buy a stamp, and the stamp was $24. So it was just a regular stamp that was worth $24. And then the envelope was, I don't remember. Anyway, so then so I live in North Carolina, and the closest place, because my destination was Spain, the closest place for me to go to a consulate was Washington, D.C. So it was a 6-hour drive. So I just drove up there with my family. We spent 2 days there, visited my aunt, and got my visa. And getting my visa was probably the most stressful thing ever, because the DC office does not take appointments. And when I talked to other friends, they had to make appointments, and they weren't able to get appointments until August, and we were all leaving in September. I got there probably around 9:05. The office opened at 9, and there was already a line, and the line went by pretty quick, and they were helpful. So then I had to wait, and I think my visa came in about 5 weeks. So it came I think 2 weeks before I took my trip. So that was a process. Okay, so number 2 is to order euros before you leave the country. And I'm not saying to order euros at the airport. That's actually a terrible idea, and they will rip you off. The bank that I have, I could have ordered euros, but I didn't attempt to do this until 3 days before I was leaving. And then the 3 days before I was leaving, there was a hurricane that was coming to my state, so everything was closed, and so was the bank. So I was not able to get euros before I left the country. But I had a credit card. But then my credit card didn't come in the mail until 2 days after I left the country. Then when I got to the country, when I got to Spain, I was talking to some friends, and we had a conversation about credit cards and how the credit card that I ordered, Discover, does not work in Spain. Discover is its own company, or it's not Visa, it's not MasterCard, it's its own thing, and you can't use that in Spain. So I had to order another credit card, but I was able to finally get a credit card. It just took almost a month after like I lived in Spain. Instead, I contacted my bank, and there were like European versions of my bank here. And so I just went to them and withdrew like a good amount of euros and just like used cash, because I have cash, I don't have that foreign transaction fee, and less fees for me. Anyway, so another thing to do, like since we're talking about the bank, is to let your bank know that you are leaving the country, or else your debit card, credit card, well, credit card would probably work, but your debit card was not gonna work. You're gonna get a call from your bank telling you like, hey, what you doing? We think someone's stealing your identity. Anyway, order euros at your bank like weeks before your departure. If not, withdraw cash. I mean, either regardless, you need to withdraw euros, because some places, like if you want to shop at a local vendor, or if you want to just like get coffee or something, it's just best to use euros, cash, coins, something. And do not exchange at the airport. Do not do that. Number 3, pack your necessities. For example, pack lots of razor blades. I have a subscription back at home with Dollar Shave Club, where I just get my razor blade sent to me every month, and I just don't have to worry about buying it. So I went on their website and bought like 8 packs, because I mean they're small to pack, and I just don't have to worry about like buying some other brand that I'm not gonna prefer. Bring medication that you know you'll probably need. I am lactose intolerant, and since I've been here, I have not been able to find any lactose intolerant pills for my body, so I'm glad I packed a whole bunch of those. If you are a lady, bring your favorite feminine products, because for me, they do not have the kind that I like, and so I'm just gonna be sad when I run out. Pack a travel pillow, because my flight was about, one of my flights were about 6 hours long, and I'm so glad I had a travel pillow, or else I would have just been nodding off and it would have been a mess. Another thing is, I've seen this on other websites, and I've seen this through experience. Some bathrooms do not have toilet paper, so please bring toilet wipes. I mean, just so you can feel clean and everything. Bring a water bottle, always handy, especially like if you're like me and you get migraines, if you get dehydrated, it's best to just pack a water bottle and just refill it, especially if you get a large one. This is the Yeti 36 ounce, 36, 38, so that's great. Thing to pack is a portable charger. I bought this one from Amazon like right before I trip, and it's the Kamashi brand. I've had this one for about 2 years, and I like this one, but since I upgraded to like a 7 Plus, it only charges like once on this. So I bought the bigger one, which is a 15,000 mAh, whatever that is. But basically, it's very powerful, and it charges my phone a few times. And that was like, I think $20 from Amazon, so it was a good purchase. Another thing I would also suggest, like if you have an iPhone, or specifically iPhone, because the iPhone cords, they just tend to break so easily, and mine was in the process of breaking, and so I just went on and bought another cord, and I just packed it with me, just in case, like, I didn't know where the Apple store was. I mean, now I do, but I didn't at the time, because the last thing you need is to like not be able to use your phone in a foreign country and whatnot. So yeah. Number 4, so these are now the different apps that you need to download before coming to Europe, Spain, whatever, especially if you're going to a country that you don't speak their language. Download Google Translate, and go into the settings of Google Translate and download the language. So if you don't have data, your words will still translate into that language. Same with Google Maps. Google Maps, you can download an offline map of the area, so at least like if you don't have Wi-Fi, if you don't have data or whatever, you know how to get to places. Ryanair is great for cheap flights, so download that app. Download if you're taking like the train, which the train is probably my favorite way of transportation. If you take the train, download Go Euro. If you need places to stay, Airbnb is great. So is Hostelworld. It'll be cheaper than Airbnb if you're like solo traveling. Skyscanner is also really good, and you can set alerts so you know when the place you want to go is cheaper or getting more expensive. And then lastly, WhatsApp, because if you don't have like text messages, like if it just costs you, I guess like if you switch to international plan and you can't use your iMessages or text messages, WhatsApp's great. I have T-Mobile, and so I have the family international plan or something, so I didn't need to change anything. So I have unlimited text and data, but I can't make any calls, but I can make calls like on data, so using the Wi-Fi calling, FaceTime, and then social media, video chat, whatever. So that's right. Case number 5. So if you're trying to figure out how to make some extra money on the side, and if you have a car, like I have it's not like a new car, but it's a 2013 Honda Civic. And so my friend was telling me about this app called Turo, where people can just rent out your car. And so I was thinking, like, what better way to like utilize my car while I'm away is to just have people rent it out. And so I used it once before I left for Spain, and someone borrowed it to like go to a wedding, and so they borrowed it from like Thursday to Sunday, something like that. And so I don't remember how much I made, because you can set your own prices, and you can set when you're unavailable, and you can like have all these different features with it. Lastly, number 6, this is just like, I don't know, I just really love food, and it was just like I just needed to pack snacks for this plane ride, because I had to take 2 flights. I took a flight, I drove to Raleigh with my parents, he dropped me off, said our goodbyes, flew out of Raleigh, North Carolina into Newark, New Jersey, and then from Newark to Lisbon, Portugal, and then from Lisbon to Valencia, Spain. I think I flew from like 5 p.m. until like it was like 11 European time, so then it was more like 6, 5, 7 Eastern time, something like that. I don't know, my math is off. But they did serve on the plane, they did serve me dinner and breakfast. I slept through breakfast, and so I was hungry, and so my advice is to bring snacks. So I went to Trader Joe's, I bought me some mango snacks, bought Cliff Bars, bought other snacks. Basically just bring a lot of snacks, because you don't know when you're gonna be hungry, and then if you get to your school and you don't know their eating schedule, or if you just miss some American snacks, it's nice to just have it. So those are my tips and my advice. I realized the last time I did a video, my hair was long and I did not have like these other piercings going on. So I will one day make a video about that, maybe like in another blue moon when I find the energy to. But yes, thank you for watching. Ciao.